Mayor Lenny Curry at the podium right now for an update about the City of Jacksonville's efforts to stave off damage from Ian. Let's listen into what the mayor has to say.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for what should be our final briefing for Hurricane Ian. The tropical storm and hurricane watches and warnings have been lifted for Duval County. However, we remain under a coastal flood warning, high surf, and rip current advisory. Effective immediately, we are reopening the beaches to the public. However, as I just mentioned, there is high rip current risk along with a high surf advisory, and you should stay out of the water. In addition, crews finished inspecting the Jacks Beach Pier today, and the pier will reopen to the public at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Our three beaches mayors are here today, and we'll talk more about this in just a few minutes. Today, we will close our four shelters located at La Villa Middle School, Landmark Middle School, and Atlantic Coast High School. This will enable Duval County Public Schools to clean and prep the facilities to reopen to students and staff Monday morning. The Legend Center will also close today as most residents have already returned to their homes. Effective Monday morning at 8 a.m., city offices will reopen to the public and non-essential employees. I want to thank you for your patience while city facilities remain closed so essential staff could respond and work through this storm. I also want to thank city employees, first responders and contractors for dedication and hard work throughout this storm that they've done so many times. I deeply appreciate your commitment to this city and your commitment to our people. Yesterday, we experienced record levels of water in parts of the St. Johns River. Record levels. Yet sections of areas that would normally be devastated by this had only minor impacts. This is due to heavy investments in infrastructure, pump stations, bulkheads, reinforcement of sand dunes at the beaches, and other crucial improvements. Pension reform allowed these considerable financial investments in infrastructure improvements around the city. The Jobs for Jacks legislation will allow us to continue that work. Today, we stand here knowing those were the right decisions. Without these changes, yesterday and today could have been a much different story. And understand, elections are coming up, and some that are on the ballot voted against and have taken stands against these efforts. I will continue to do what it takes to protect citizens, their homes, and businesses throughout the city of Jacksonville. And let me clarify here a little more. The areas where we have used funds I just mentioned to make these improvements were spared significant amounts of flooding. Right now, there are areas still slated to undergo the same reinforcements, and unfortunately, they are at risk of flooding in this afternoon's high tide. To those residents and business owners, I want you to know you are top of mind. These enhancements are ongoing, and you can expect improvements to begin within the next 180 days. Before we move on to the beaches mayors, for further comments, I want to remind you that garbage, recycling, and yard waste pickup will return to normal Monday morning. The landfill will remain closed until that time. With that, I'd like to welcome Mayor Hoffman from Jacksonville Beach.
Thank you, Mayor Curry. On behalf of Mayor Glasser and Mayor Brown from Atlantic and Neptune Beach, I just wanted to thank everyone involved in working through this emergency situation out at the beaches, including Beaches Energy, JEA, our Public Works Department, our police departments, and JFRD, and everyone else who worked around the clock for the past few days to help prevent any additional damage and to keep our residents safe. Our hearts go out to those who have been impacted by this storm. We were largely spared, but we know there's many in Florida that are going to face great issues in the coming days, months, and years. First of all, to the dunes, we did have a lot of storm surge activity out there, but the dunes did their job. But right now, they're very fragile, and we need to really take care to let them recover. Everybody needs to stay off the dunes, and they need to stay away from the dunes. They're fragile on top, and then where the escarpments, which are the cliffs that were formed from the storm surge, they can be about 5 to 10 feet high. So it may look fun to play around and in and under, but those are going to be very dangerous areas. So please stay completely away from the top or even around the dunes. We lost about 25% of our dune system, so it's going to take some time to recover. So we need everyone's help in doing that. Stay out of the water. The surf is up. The riptides are strong, and it is very dangerous out there. There is no safe way to get into the ocean right now, so please don't go anywhere near the water. And lastly, I'd like to thank our citizens. The beach's citizens did a great job listening, paying attention, staying informed, and we really appreciate that. We asked them to stay off the roads and to stay informed as the situation was rapidly changing, and they did that. So I thank them very much, and thank the county for keeping us informed as well through the emergency operations here in Jacksonville.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll take questions at this time.
Is there any plan to build the dunes back up after the damage that was done?
Actually, Public Works.
Yes.
Steve Long, Public Works. Ma'am, there's a ongoing renourishment project that occurs every so often, and right now in association with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, that project is actually slated to start late next year, and so that will be occurring on a regular schedule. But also we're going to be contacting the Army Corps of Engineers to ask them to look at it based on the current condition from the storm to see if something would cause it to be escalated, moved up quicker.
Can I speak to that? With the Duval County Shore Protection Project, we were fortunate to have our last renourishment, and thank you to the City of Jacksonville and our partners on that, to have our last renourishment after Hurricane Irma. The dunes were extremely healthy. We had a lot of sand, and so we really benefited from that. So even though we've lost a quarter of them, they are still doing their jobs, and there's still a lot of dune out there.
Mayor Curry, yesterday you said that we need to maintain vigilance along the river through potentially Sunday morning. Is that still the case, or are we in the clear?
Is Alex up here? Yes, please come up. It's my advisor.
Yes and no. Today is going to be the peak of it, but we're going to see a gradual decrease. But the coastal flood warning is going to mean that we're going to see minor to moderate flooding continuing through the next high tide cycles through the weekend. But that's going to gradually go down from today. And the reason that is all that water that is in the upper part of the basin south of us is going to drain in that rain, all that heavy rain that fell over Central Florida, and it's going to flow through Jacksonville. So that's why it's going to be prolonged.
And then Mayor Curry, are there any makeup days for garbage and recycling?
No. We'll start on regular schedule on Monday.
A couple of things. First, on the beach dunes, you just said that they're dangerous right now. So if you're not going to do any repairs for a while, they're going to remain dangerous for how long? I know. Yes.
So thanks for that question. We have seen this before, and right now they really look like cliffs. But over the period of the coming weeks, we'll see those sort of even out a little bit. We do want kids to stay off of them because they're inviting to play on, but they will start to rebuild pretty quickly. And we have seen this before. We just want to educate people about the risk.
It's a natural.
It isn't. It will be starting today. It is a natural thing, but again, we'll be looking at the next renourishment on the cycle of the Shore Protection Project.
Mayor Curry, you had talked about the projects that the city was involved with. I was out this morning again. I went out to McCoy's Creek. There was no flooding out there. It was kind of surprising, and there hasn't been since they've redone everything out there. You've taken criticism a lot for spending on that. We've heard that from the candidates and whatever. But I was also out at Springfield Park, and it's still flooding like crazy out there. There's lots of problems there, as well as the South Shore neighborhood. So are those the areas that you're talking about that you said today are going to be problems for this week?
Well, I'll let Steve address here in a minute the CIP projects, and if we need to reassess some of that stuff, we will, given even what we've seen in this storm. But I think it's really important that people understand how important elections are. We have made investments in infrastructure, investments that spared us some flooding in this storm. Could have been much worse. There are people that are on the ballot in the spring that voted against these projects and have taken a stand against it. And voters just ought to educate themselves on the policies that people stand for. And Steve, I'll let you address the specific.
Thank you. When you talk about Hogan's Creek, if you look through Mayor Curry's budget that was just passed a couple days ago, you'll see that there is a project in there. It's still a couple years away, but it's a Hogan's Creek project that will be the start of a major improvement that's going to occur throughout the length of it. So that will help address the Hogan's Creek issue. And then there are other projects that were funded in the CIP that are closer in nature that will be starting in relatively quick time. You heard the mayor earlier say 180 days on some of them, like we have one that'll be kicking off in San Marco and that sort of thing, so that we'll be bringing on new drainage improvements to help the city as a whole deal with situations like this.
But you really believe that everything that's done, the bulkhead improvements that we've seen, they worked?
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
saying,
They absolutely helped. And look, you have people that voted against these projects that go out and praise these projects when they want to get media attention. I just think voters ought to know that we've made significant investments to make our city safer, more resilient, and understand where the candidates are on these issues and then what their history is.
All right, here are the biggest takeaways from this news conference. Number one, 3 Duval County beaches in Jacksonville Beach, Neptune Beach, and Atlantic Beach have reopened, advised to stay out of the water because the waters are rough. There are big rip currents out there. Sand dunes remain fragile. People are being asked to stay off the sand dunes. The shelters that had been opened by the city are now closing. Most of the people have moved back home. City offices will reopen on Monday. As far as garbage pickup, it will resume as normal on Monday and not before then, so don't leave your trash out curbside until then.